Hey there guys, what's going on? Will here from TechTechReviews, and I actually just got done finishing watching Apple's event called WWDC, which is basically Worldwide Developer Conference, when Apple invites all their developers from over worldwide, well not all of them, but most of their developers from worldwide to come and watch this event. And basically they normally talk about software, however they also normally have a couple of Mac announcements and releases as well, and that was the same today. So basically today we saw a couple of Mac launches or redesigns or respecs, I guess you could say. First of all, the MacBook Air was respec'd with some higher specs, a better SSD, faster SSD, and also the new MacBook Pro. Now there's kind of two sides of the MacBook Pro. Basically, first of all, they started off announcing the new MacBook Pro with better specs. However, it still had the same fat design as it has done for the past couple of years now. And people were kind of, disheartened about this, I guess you could say. However, a couple of minutes later, Apple then announced a new redesigned MacBook Pro, which has better specs and it just looks gorgeous. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So first of all, this new redesigned MacBook Pro is a fourth thinner than the standard MacBook Pro, or the one that's been lasting 2 years now. So that means it's really thin. It's not as thin as the Air, however it's not far off. It doesn't have the tapered edges, but it's a lot thinner, so it's going to be a lot more easier to hold. It's also a lot lighter as well. It's got a 15.4 inch screen, and there's no other screen options in this, so you can't get a 13 inch, you can't get a 17 inch, and in fact the 17 inch has been completely discontinued, so there's no more 17 inch anymore. And this actually has a Retina display, and this is just carries on the rumors that have been happening for the past couple of months, or it feels like years. So the resolution of this display is 2880 by 1800, which is crazy. That's more than the iPad, that's more than the iPhone, that's more than my iMac. And my iMac is 27 inches, so they're fitting more pixels than my iMac into a 15.4 inch display, and I'm telling you, that's going to look gorgeous. I cannot wait to see this. I will be picking up one of these probably, so you can expect reviews, and it's going to look amazing. So also you can fit up to 16 gig of memory in this, and the processor, you're going to be talking a 2.7 gigahertz quad-core processor. Again, this is i7, and this is actually Ivy Bridge, so that's their new processor, which basically runs cooler, so that your fans aren't going to be on as much, so it's going to run a lot silent. In terms of graphics here, we have a GeForce GT650M with, I believe, 1 gigabyte of video memory here, so that's going to allow you to play some really nice games on this. You're also going to get up to 768 gigabyte SSD, and that's crazy, with a 500 megabytes a second read speed, which is 2 times of the previous model. We also have an HDMI port on this thing, which is kind of strange. I didn't think that would be happening, but that means you can obviously output this straight to your TV if you wanted to without using Thunderbolt or anything like that. We have the same stereo speakers on here, but we also have some dual microphones, which is pretty cool, and that basically helps with the speech recognition that's kind of been more embedded into Mac with Mountain Lion, and I might be covering that in a future video. So in terms of battery on this thing, you're going to get around 7 hours on a single charge, which is about the same as previous models, and considering this has a Retina display, obviously that battery does have to be a lot bigger. And in terms of standby time, when the MacBook is closed, you're going to get around 30 days, which is just amazing, and that's what the MacBook Air had, so obviously that SSD does help. So as I said, there are 2 models of this MacBook Pro. The first one, which is again 15.4 inches, there's no change in screen size. This basically has a 2.3 gigahertz processor instead of 2.6. And this starts at $2,199 in the US. Not quite sure on the on the UK price yet. Sorry. Again, it has 8 GB of RAM, which has been upgraded from 4 GB. The same GeForce GT650M 1 GB of graphics, and a 256 GB SSD. So they're no longer shipping hard drives with these. It's all SSD, all solid state, which is great. It's a lot faster, a lot more reliable. Again, that has the Retina display, obviously, with this new model. And then you can also get the other model here, which starts at $2,799, and that's 2.6 gigahertz. And that has 8 GB of RAM again, and you also have a larger SSD with 512 GB, which is crazy. So anyway guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. What do you guys think of the redesign of the new MacBook Pros? Do you like it? Do you think they could have done better? Overall, I really like the redesign. I think they've done it perfectly, and I like all the ports and add-ons they've added to this. So anyway guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next video. See ya.